Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Yours truly, Abe Alley, is right here, ready to do the Abe Alley podcast. I'd like to thank you all for coming in tonight and having you be part of my Saturday night. Thank you so much. Excited to be here tonight. I decided to put my pop filter on my microphone. I didn't use it last night because I'm an ass like that, and this thing's nice. It's good. You don't hear that pop, that that pop. But anyways, as I said before, thank you guys for being in here this Saturday night. And get right to the chat, and I appreciate all of you. Like I said before, and tonight's podcast is going to be Ask Me Anything, which is pretty much what I'm going to do all the time. I'm not going to get mad if people ask me questions. But I want to talk a lot more about my DJing career on this podcast because the last couple podcasts that I've done, it's been really pro wrestling heavy. And that's fine and all of that. Uh, I have so much more to talk about in that aspect as well. But on this one, I would really like to go into my DJing career and talk about some of the things that I do as a DJ and some of the competitive issues and problems and stuff that I fight all the time when I do events and when I have gigs. So I think this one is going to be a little DJ oriented, a little DJ heavy. So just strap them in, get ready, because it's going to be a great podcast, and I'm hoping that you guys are pretty happy with the time you're spending with me. So thank you so much. Before I get into it, I want to invite you all to come and add me on Facebook at Ali Abram, facebook.com. Go ahead, send me a message, and let me know that you saw me on this podcast. I don't want to think that you're a bot or a phony. So please send me a message. Tell me you saw me on the Abe Alley podcast, Abe's Corner, and I'll add you guys on and we can connect that way. Also on Twitch, Abe Alley 82. That's pretty straightforward. And also, I don't have my YouTube link up here, but on YouTube, Abe's Corner slash DJ Abe Alley. So please go ahead on YouTube, add me on there as well. I really do appreciate it. DJ TBM Productions DJ, what's happening? How you doing? Thank you for coming in here Saturday night. I'm glad you're in here taking some time and checking the podcast out. So I assume you're a DJ. That's awesome. Same profession as me, and I absolutely love it. Yes. Did I look at the Evox? I did, and I absolutely love those. I just haven't had a chance to go ahead and purchase those. I really want to. The array systems are really the thing these days. I've been seeing a lot of people get into that line of speaker and sound, and obviously they're RCF. So from what I see on RCF stuff, they're top of the line brand, and of course, with someone like you recommending the RCF Evoxes and that brand, I pretty much well know that they're great. I assume you have some of those, so you wouldn't be recommending me anything that's shit, And so hopefully, maybe after this year, I may go ahead and get an array system. But right now, for what I have, I'm gonna have to use that. I've got some things coming up that I'm gonna need some money for. I gotta buy my truck and all of that. I might be buying a chopper motorcycle. Uh, what else? Getting my teeth done, getting them straightened, stuff like that. So as of right, I have great teeth. See, but as a entertainer and a kind of like all eyes on me kind of person, sometimes when I DJ, I want to look the best that I can. So I think I'm going to spend some money on the cosmetics for my teeth, and that's going to set me back a little bit. Invisalign. So I'm sure you've heard of that before. But back to the speakers. Yes, definitely. I'm going to get into that type of sound. And I do have Instagram. I believe it's abe.alley. I'm not totally sure on that, but if you type in Abe Alley, I should be able to come up on Instagram. So go ahead and do that, and I'd love to connect with you that way as well. Facebook, YouTube, and of course having you on the podcast right now. And I appreciate you coming in, and I appreciate the recommendation for the RCF Evox. I'm definitely gonna figure it out, and I know damn well I'm going to be happy. I will say this: from what I have been using though, I know like on the internet and stuff like that, especially the DJ community, I don't take things personally because, to be honest with you, there's a lot of very negative people out there in the DJ community, especially on the internet. And it's always like you can never have the best. And I understand that for sure. And it's like this argument with if you don't have a controller, you're not a DJ. Well, that's what people say, right? That's totally not true. I I use DJ as a platform to play music and all that, but I'm an entertainer. I'm not one of those guys that sit behind the booth and is, you know, all that. And I'm not even a scratcher or anything like that. I do have a controller and I use virtual DJ and all of that, but I'm not the you know, big mixing machine, and that doesn't mean that I'm not a DJ. Uh, maybe I guess don't call me a DJ. I'm an entertainer. That's what I call myself. But as a DJ, that's what people use for their events and stuff. So that's kind of like my platform. But what I have for sound now is fine. It really is. I've been around a long enough time to know that uh, what is shit and what is not. What I have is not shit, but the recommendation for the RCF stuff, I know that you're not lying. I can guarantee it's pretty awesome. So, and I've been doing research on those, and it would be so nice to be able to carry something light and to get the big sound like those throw out. So, I really do appreciate it. I use a Sprinter van. Well, that's awesome. Um, you know, I have a pickup truck. You've probably seen some of my gig logs on YouTube, and I absolutely love doing the gig logs. But I'm I like this podcast thing. Like I'm a talker, right? So I could connect with all of you guys kind of live, and I don't have to do all kinds of editing for this. So, going live right now is awesome because it's going right to YouTube and it's saving right to my YouTube channel. And I don't have to do any editing except for like my tags and stuff. So it's a lot easier on me. But the gig logs are very cool because I get to take you right into what I'm doing for the event. And everybody gets to see the kind of decoration is in the reception hall or the kind of altar or spot where this couple's getting married. It's absolutely cool, and that's why I like doing the DJ gig logs. I will say that as a entertainer and as a DJ that has been around for 14 years doing this, that I made my own style, and that doesn't mean that everybody has to like it that's in the DJ community. All DJs are different, and I understand like some of the stuff that people get really pissed off about, and that's okay. But all DJs have their style, and that's all I'm trying to say. And there's no right, no wrong, but there are things that as a um, master of ceremony or music man, there are things that you cannot be lazy on. And that's, to me, is interaction with the crowd, making sure all names are correct, all songs are correct for the appropriate dances that are, on your itinerary for the reception. Those things you can't be lazy on. But like, I've seen other DJs that just sit behind the computer, and it's like, really? I, I've done that before in certain events where there's no interaction really required. If you know what I'm saying, it's like a laid back um, um, corporate event or something like that. And yes, I have done that, but I'm a person, and you can probably tell by this podcast, I like to talk and I like to interact with people. And, you know, absolutely, I have to get out and interact with my audience to connect with them. No matter if it's, hi, how are you? My name is Abram Malley with Total Events DJ Service. I'm your music man tonight. If there was anything that I can do for you as far as music and entertainment tonight, please let me know. I'll be glad to help. That's why I'm here. Just going up and saying that to somebody really takes you to another step in their eyes. So I think interaction with the crowd is like number one for me. Then number two is probably your um I'm not going to say setup, but like your presence. Your presence needs to be to par in what you're doing. So if you are doing a wedding reception that is casual, not formal, that is casual at a VFW hall that holds 58 people max, I really don't think you need to go all out in every aspect of your stuff that you have for your setup. Meaning, you don't need your pro event DJ table, which I have. Love the thing, it's awesome. And then I have the pro event truss that goes with it. If I was going to do something like that, I would not bring the truss. I have shelves. I'd put a couple lights on my shelves, and I would do uplighting around the room, and that would be it. I think a lot of DJs and um, event people, vendors, whatever you want to call them, entertainers, I think they go overboard way too much because they try to impress too much. If you know what I'm saying. Now, this whole this whole year so far, I have used my uplighting every event I've done, and it's been about 8. I've done 8 so far this year. Um, because I absolutely love my uplighting. There's a couple behind me, right here. Uplighting makes everything better. Elegant uplighting, no matter if you're doing like a couple weeks ago, I put a couple of the lights where the bar was in the reception hall. I wanted to highlight the bar. People were going to be going to the bar anyways, but I knew that they were going to be there, so I wanted to really showcase that spot um, in the event hall. So, uplighting every event. That's kind of what I'm doing now. The aerial lights, Stinger 2, excuse me. The aerial lights, Stinger 2, you know what I'm saying, all like lasers and the jewels that fly around the room. I'm getting away from that, to be honest with you. I'm getting away from that because it looks cheesy in photos. And I've known this for 10 years, 8 years. I have. I when you see a photo and you see these little stupid colorful dots all over the wall and like on people's faces, and they're trying to get that memory, that picture of the event, and shit like that. Those aerial DJ lights are fading fast, and they're fading out of my setup. I have two ADJ Stinger 2s that I just want to get rid of because I don't think I'm gonna use them again. I may at like a big party or something just to maybe put them on the other side of like a pig roast. If I have two pig roasts this year, if I could do like way outside or something just to throw some light into the crowd, that's probably all I'm going to use those for now. My uplighting, I'm going to use every single event that I do. And if I don't, it's going to have to be kind of a weird situation because I want to use my uplighting wherever I go. And do you know why that is? Self promotion. I think when people come and they look into the wedding reception, I think that when they see this real elegant, cool looking venue and they see the music guy, the entertainer, the DJ, whatever you want to call me, going around and putting these lights up, and they say, "Oh, he brought those. Wow, that looks really nice." And I like to use the word elegant, elegant uplighting, because it you're selling yourself. And believe me, I started when I got back into it again, I didn't have much. I had actually you can't see it, but I have one of my tables right here with a scrim on it. That's it. I used that, and then I had my box with my mixer, power supply, and a Newmark ICD3 mix, ICD Mix 3. Yeah, and then my laptop. And I would see pictures of me. It looks so cheesy. Like I, my performance was fine, and I know that because I can pack a dance floor and I can keep them there. I can make blisters on the feet if I really want to. I did that a couple times last year. I didn't let up on them, but sometimes I get that way. But I looked at pictures and I was like, man, I'm better than that. I can give my clients something better than that. I want to look more professional. So I think you're selling yourself, and that's just the way I look at it. And I don't do any promotions. I don't do any Facebook promote. I don't put out flyers. I don't do anything. Everything is word of mouth, and people see me firsthand at events, and that's what sells me because I feed that to them. If they like it, they book me. If they don't like it, which I'm sure people don't, that's just the way it goes, then they won't book me. And I learned a long time ago that I can't get every booking. I think this year already, I've already turned down 10 gigs because I'm a one man show. I don't have any partners. I have a gentleman in grooming right now, but it's going to take a couple years before I'm going to let him do a wedding for me. And he's just getting into it. But if I had another guy or two guys, I could really book a lot of shows. Ah, you're looking at my sweatshirt, aren't you? Okay, so I'm the biggest Patriots fan. I have been since '96. Okay, and I'll tell you this because everybody outside of New England will say that Patriots fans are bandwagon fans. That's bullshit. Okay, I was pissed when Tom Brady came in for Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe was my man. When Brady came in, I was pissed. Not no more. We have the greatest coach and greatest quarterback to ever live. There's nobody else that can do it like them. I'm absolutely the biggest fan and supporter. Chicago Bears. Hey, get ready, man. Khalil Mack, he is a house, man. He's he's second best pass rusher in the league. First is Aaron Donald. He's pretty much unblockable. Khalil Mack is right there. I mean, that close. The Bears, I haven't looked at their schedule yet, and I've always liked the Bears. Believe me, I have never had a problem with the Bears, but I would say they're going probably 9-7 this year. I mean, sorry, maybe 10. They might win 10 games, but I think nine's a good number on them. And don't give up on them because they're coming. Just like the Browns, the Browns are coming. If Mayfield can, he did good last year. He should have been starting week 1 anyways. But he has pretty much a full year under his belt, 3/4 of a year. Give him 5, 6 games this year, and they're gonna go on a real good streak this year. Chicago Bears, yeah, they're gonna be good. I'm just gonna look at the chat here. I gotta catch up. Okay, so yeah, weddings. You have one shot, one kill. That's it. That's your impression. That's your food you're giving everybody in the room. You have one shot, one chance to execute it, 100%. And there's a lot of factors into a wedding. Their special day. They're going to remember that day for the rest of their life, no matter if they get divorced or not. They're going to remember that for the rest of their life. And there's a lot of pressure with a wedding, especially when you have to get on the microphone. You don't want to mess anybody's name up with announcements, and you don't want to play the wrong song when you're going into your, you know, uh, when you're going into your stuff. So, yeah, absolutely. But I'm a wedding DJ. That's that's my thing. Wedding DJ. Yes, sir. The Uplights do make an event huge game changer, and I absolutely love them. It you have. I can't believe I've gone so long without Uplights because they truly are a game changer, especially for me and everybody that's an entertainer or a DJ or even a venue that hosts parties and weddings and receptions. Would that be something if every venue had uplighting? It'd be awesome for us, for sure. But that's why I have them. I have 16 of them. So I can do a gymnasium, no problem. But yes, the the 85 Bears, unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Man, what a defense, huh? Yeah, everybody knows the 85 Bears. Eight plates, yes. I have seen those. I uh, I have looked into the eight plates, and they look awesome. DJ Rachel Lynch, you've probably seen her around. She's doing a lot of stuff now, and she's cool. She's authentic. She uses them, and DJ Brian Scott Red, I believe he does the ape lights. Brian S. Red. Yeah, I follow I follow his YouTube. I don't think Rachel does much on YouTube, but she does great. DJ Rick Webb, he's another one I follow, and DJ Bar, Bayardo Raguama. I can't say his name, but yeah, he's another one I follow. So, and and seriously though, I was a pro wrestler for a long time, and just like being a DJ, you have to see what other people are doing and put your own twist onto things to make your own production. And that's what I do. I pick things from everybody, just like Larry Sabisco, the famous pro wrestler. He told me, he said, the promos I used to cut and the things I used to say, I picked that lineup from a radio station with a Tesla song or heard it on TV or was watching a comedy show and added that into his, bag of tricks. And the stuff he said was from other things, and he used to put everything together, and then boom, he'd have one total package come out when he did a promo. So that's what I do as a DJ. I like to pick different things up from everybody, and I try not to be negative on things. I try to be open minded. When I see somebody with a small setup, I don't think, "Oh wow, that's crappy. That's not professional." I don't do that. But I do prefer to look as best as you can. But not everybody has luxuries and stuff like that, and everybody has their own taste, and that's what I'm trying to say is not everything is totally perfect, right or wrong. Every production person has their own way of doing things. Wow, are you serious? Man. I have heard horror stories. I want to read this out first so the audience can hear what I'm talking about. Had a venue owner just tell me about a DJ that did all the wrong things. People were leaving at 9 p.m. Okay, so I have had my share of gigs where I was done 3 hours early. Some gigs, and I would say probably one out of eight, maybe 10%, or even 15%, you'll get a gig that runs a lot shorter than anticipated. And that's not necessarily because of the music you're playing, not necessarily because of the atmosphere and all of that. It's really not the entertainment that's making these people leave. I think I think a lot of cases it's the age of the people and the people that are getting married, um, or hosting the event. That the thing is for. I sometimes I try to do the best I can to keep people upbeat and to keep their attention. Sometimes you just cannot. And I've tried to groom myself, letting myself know that, damn, it's not me. It may have been before. I hope not. I try I try to do the right thing and the best thing every time I perform, but it may have been me. I don't think so. And then, like I said, about 10 to 15% of the time, if you do 10 gigs, one of those gigs, people are going to leave early just because. And you know what? Reading the crowd, and that's what I do. I can sit there, say like it's an hour before announcements, and people are coming into the reception, and I'm there, and I make an announcement of the bride and groom are taking pictures. They'll be about an hour, so please go up, get yourself something to eat, something to drink, get ready to party. We're gonna have a great time tonight. They'll be with us shortly, and then I'll sit there. I'll get a cup of water or some iced tea, and I'll put my hands together, I'll stand there and I read the crowd. If anybody is at an event that I'm doing, you will see me doing this, scanning the crowd. I'm reading the crowd, and I can tell I'm pretty good at it if it's gonna end early or not. And I'm not stereotyping. I'm not calling anybody old. I'm not saying it's lame people. I just can read people in that setting. I can just tell. Now, I also can just tell that um, I am going to be there for maybe longer than agreed upon. So if they have me booked until 10 p.m. and I'm sitting there at 8 o'clock and the place is hopping and people at the bar are just going absolutely fucking crazy, I might have a chance to make another $300 that night. Some Most of the time I get very very happy about that. And then sometimes there are times, and I will tell you this, and you know this, and all DJs know this. There are times when I just want to just tear down and leave. Being sick, being sore from carrying all that equipment, or the long ride, and it's snowing out, and there's a foot of snow outside, and it's only 8:30, and you're done at 10, and then you have a 2-hour ride home. Just like there's a lot of factors into it. And then you got this drunk bitch that keeps coming up and requesting the same genre, the same artist but different song. So you get a drunk bitch come up, and she's not even good looking, but you're the man, you're the DJ, and you're doing the job, and you get this bitch coming up to you, and she's saying, uh, yeah, can you play some John Cougar, uh, uh, Hurt So Good? Oh, absolutely. I will play that for you. Thank you. Have a great time. So she stumbles away. Fucking the song just gets over that she just requested, and you're sitting there and you're watching her, and here she comes again. Can you play that one again? Well, I don't redo songs, darling. It's a great song. And then she asks for for another one. It's like by John Cougar Mellencamp, and that's fine, but you got to spread it out. You can't like play Michael Jackson Thriller and then right after that play Bad or whatever you want, Billie Jean, She's Not My Lover or whatever it is, you know. And then you just want to leave. It's a lot harder, and I tell people this all the time. It's a lot harder to do events and DJing than what people realize. The general public or spectators. If you've never done it, you don't have a clue. It's a lot harder than you think. And we go through a lot of shit and we take a lot of shit. I got my little ways and little things that I can do to brush things under the rug during the night and taking care of drunks that are trying to get pushy. But yeah, so pretty good. I love it though. I love being a DJ, and I've got like 15 events booked from now until September. Uh, that's good. I like to do about 20 a year, so that keeps me busy. I can't do it every weekend. The My sweetheart doesn't want me gone every weekend, and I understand it because we've got kids, and she likes having me around to play with the boys and do all that stuff. And money's great. I love making money. I would do it every weekend if I could, but then I'd want to take like a month off if I did that, not do anything. But like if I could do every other weekend, I'm good. Yes, WWF. uh, I was I was never in the WWF. I was in the independent circuit, independent wrestling, pro wrestler, for 10 years. Tony Atlas trained me, and I met a lot of famous people, and worked with a lot of famous people, and got some great relationships with, you know, WWF Hall of Famers, and I got a lot of memories and a lot of things I did with him, and it's just great. And I can carry that stuff with me for the rest of my life. He had the wrong songs. It was a wedding that was booked 12 midnight. Even had the wrong names. Oh boy, ouchie. And like I was saying, that's what I was saying earlier. I Those are the things that you can't mess up. You cannot mess up names, and you cannot mess up the um, itinerary songs for the organized dances. You cannot do it. You can't do it. So that will kill everybody, especially the bride and groom. That I mean, it's just. I'll tell a quick story. My best friend got married 2 years ago. He wanted me to be in his wedding, but he always was like, "I want you to play. I want you to play." I'm like, Shane, uh, I'd love to play at your wedding, but I want to celebrate with you. I mean, I go get a jukebox and let it play. Whatever. And he got some. I'm not gonna mention any names. He got somebody, and the person that was the DJ knew I was going to be there, and he knows that I'm also a DJ, and I take my business very seriously. I really do, and I really am conscious, and I really look to see what people really think about me. I try to do a great job, and I want people to like me. Well, he knew I was going to be there in the wedding, so he said, "Oh, I gotta step my game up. There's another DJ that's gonna be here." That's what Shane told me, and that's fine, whatever. And oh my God, the first thing that I saw, well, not saw but heard, he got 3 out of the 5 names wrong when he was doing the announcements, and I was like the third one or fourth one coming in, like we were couples, and I could hear it, and I'm outside, and I could hear him announcing, and I was just banging my head off a wall. Nothing makes me cringe worse than that. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, no, you should have seen me. I was just fucking irate. It was my best friend's wedding, and he's standing behind me. He's like, "Hey, what's wrong?" I said, "He just announced 3 people wrong. You can't do that." So I'm not mentioning any names, but that was bad. So yeah, when the DJ or commentator or MC or whoever gets on the mic and absolutely butchers names, and when I do it, I if there's any question, actually it doesn't matter. Whenever I get names on my sheet that they fill out for me, I always ask them, how do I pronounce this, every name on there, because you can't butcher a name. You can't do it. And if there's a question of a song that's there for one of their entrances, for the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, and all that, I always play that for them on the phone or in person to make sure it's the correct song. That's that. Luckily, luckily that's never happened to me. That's not wood. I'm gonna knock on wood. That's never happened to me. Excuse me. So yeah, absolutely. Those are the details you cannot fuck up. Back to the chat. What do I think of the knot.com? Never used it. I am on Wedding Wire. I don't pay for it. And I'm on Thumbtack. And I get messages all the time from Thumbtack. But they want like $30 a lead. I mean, that's okay, but I I don't want to pay for leads. Like I said, I'm word of mouth. People book me when after they see me or they remember me. I've got like 5 or 6 booked for 2020 already because these people have gotten hold of me already, which is fantastic, and I love that. But it's a long ways out. I got them in my book. They're all set. I haven't got deposits from a couple of them because I kind of know them from other people, so I'm not really worried about that. And I got to do a little bit better getting deposits too because I've been burned twice this year on it. $100 non-refundables. That's what I have to start doing. Oh, that reminds me, I got to follow up with somebody. I got to write that down. Whoops. Yeah, that just reminded me. So Monday morning I'll be calling her. Um, I actually have one about an hour and a half away for August, and it's been a month, and she's told me 2 or 3 times that she's sending the check. Haven't seen the check yet, darling. So your date is still open. But yes, that's cool that you have your wife working with you. I've contemplated on somebody working with me, but I love doing it myself. But an extra set of hands is a huge help. Straight up, huge help. But that's awesome that she can do the time stuff and organization and whatever. And yeah, no, that's definitely a big help for sure. I've thought about getting a trailer too. I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm good with my pickup truck, and I've actually kind of scratched my door panels in my truck because of my equipment. I'm kind of pissy about that actually. A brand new friggin' Sierra, $50,000 truck, and I've got. I don't even want to get started on it. But that's the only one complaint I have about the Pro Event table. I've got the first edition one where it's not cut in the middle and it's a 4 by 4 whatever square, and that thing's a bitch trying to transport that friggin' thing around. I should just cut the frickin' thing myself. I know I can do it. I'll cut it right down the goddamn middle. Then I'll have a Pro Event table 1A, 1 Abe, instead of a Pro Event table 2, the one that's cut. I'll just cut it myself. Fuck it. Then she'll be transportable. It's not that bad, but it's kind of a bitch. My wife and I share the MC work. She does the intro for the wedding party and makes sure the names match who is going out. Wedding Wire and The Knot are the same company. Yes, they just merged, I believe, right? I think Wedding Wire bought The Knot, if I'm not mistaken. I've never paid for any advertising. I just never have, and I think it would help. Sure, definitely. I really do think it would help, but I don't think I really need it. If I plan on expanding, which I do, I I would love to get like 3 people, me and 2 other guys or gals, whoever, and have a couple people work under me, and I'll be the LLC and all that, and they can just work for me, and I can book 3 gigs in a day, and I would be able to conquer a lot more. I mean, there's plenty of work, and I only live in Maine. Maine's not Maine is a big state area wise, but is a very small state, city and town wise. So, but still, there's a lot of work, and man, there's like I said, I've probably turned down about 10 already this year that I can't do because I'm not. There's no clone of me, or I don't have anybody that can go execute it. I did, however, try to book one of my friends that's been doing it a little while for one last weekend. The woman never got back to us, and it was a $500 gig, and I wanted $150 of it. I did all the legwork for it. He can go make 350 and give me 150 for the lead, right? Why not? I'd do that. If somebody called me and I didn't have anything for like 3 weeks or something, and they said, "Hey Abe, we have one for you um, in Brewer. Um, it's a $500 gig. How much would you want?" I would say $150. I, I mean, yeah, you take 150, I take 350. I'll go do the gig. I'll give you 150 for giving me the lead. I think that's fair, actually. My equipment and everything else, yeah. But eventually, I think I want to get a couple of guys or people under me so that I can, conquer more obstacles and make more money. That's the name of the game. Not always, but it's a big thing. We all know wedding parties are like a bunch of cats. Herding cats is not fun. Oh my god, you are telling the truth now, my friend. Wow. So, that's cool you mentioned that. That's very cool. Okay, so I will line people up when they're getting ready to be announced into the reception hall. I don't think it's ever happened one fucking time where I walked out to line people up and everybody was standing there for me. It's never happened in 14 years that I've been doing weddings. Absolutely not. So, but sometimes it's not so bad. The kids, like the little kids, those usually have to be rounded up, and then like the grandparents, the mother and father, and all that kind of stuff. Usually, the all you have to do is look for a white dress, so you know where they are. You see the white dress, go out and you know get everybody corralled and let them know who you are and what you're doing and what we're gonna do and get ready because you're gonna be sweating later and you're gonna be dancing your ass off and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's good when you get the whole wedding party around you and stand right in the goddamn center of them and look them right straight in the eye. Start right from the bride, groom, and go right around and let them know, hey, I'm your man tonight. You guys are gonna go 110% tonight, and I'm gonna make you do it. I'm gonna be right here to watch you do it. So you get right there and you let them know you hired the right person, and there we go. We give her right to her. So, but I think that's very very good thing to do when you're trying to get the wedding party all together. Yes, they're like a herd of cats. Can't fucking catch them. They're everywhere. So what I'm gonna do from now on is I'm gonna bring a bag of treats, shake the fucking bag, get your asses in here. But and or just yell free beer. There you go. They'll come. So it is an S corp, less liability. Sorry, do it as. Oh, do it as an S corp. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Sure, you got it, man. Goro 187, how are you, sir? I came here expecting an open channel of dialogue. Yeah, I find trust with what? Turtle talk. Okay. I like turtles. That's it. That's funny, Sal. I'm gonna get my chat bot after you. I'm very sorry if I'm not talking about turtles. Which one do you like, Donatello or Leonardo? My favorite was Raphael. Wow. Uh, hey, there. All right, I want to read this for the audience because I think it's very, very interesting that you come in asking about turtles. So here we go. And thank you, by the way, to coming into Abe Alley's podcast. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad you're here. I came here expecting an open channel of dialogue. Yet I find it troublesome that here is an utter lack of turtle talk. Turtles are majestic creatures that deserve their 5 minutes of fame. Please discuss the plights of turtles everywhere. Thank you, signed one concerned viewer. Yeah, hey, we could talk about turtles. That's absolutely fine with me, even though I don't know shit about turtles, okay? I do know this about turtles. They're slow, they have a hard fucking shell, and I've seen a snapping turtle before. And they are cool creatures. Actually, that's pretty funny. My oldest son loves turtles. So that's cool. No, hey, I have nothing against turtles. Absolutely not. Notice just saying I like turtles made you smile. No, that's cool. The clown the clown in the It movies arch enemy is a giant turtle. Yeah, and you know, It, the movie, Stephen King, the man who wrote that novel, lives less than a mile from me. No joke. Stephen King. Back to turtles. Let's go to turtles again. I enjoy turtles. I have nothing wrong with turtles. I think they're cool. Absolutely. I just don't know anything about them. My son loves turtles. That's his favorite. That's his favorite animal. And he has a stuffed animal of a turtle, and he named him Squirt. So, and my favorite turtle is Raphael, the red one. He uses size. That's cool though. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. You made me smile. It was good. Go ahead and add me on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Goro187. That'd be awesome. I'd appreciate that. Have I seen the Prime 4? I have seen pictures. It looks massive. But I bet the wow, yeah. I bet it's a monster like as far as production and the things it can do. It looks awesome. Uh, you know, how can you beat that brand, man? Pioneer, right? It's awesome. Even though I have a Newmark DJ controller, but Pioneer's the real deal. What do you think of it? Prime 4. Goro 187 is chatting again. Let's see what he says this time. Fact number 1. Turtles aren't slow. Very true. Okay, okay. Just to me they're slow cuz I walk fast. I get or I crawl fast. There we go. Your human brain can't comprehend the sheer speed turtles move at. So, what you see as slow movements is actually faster than your eyes can process. Fact number 2. A snapping turtle shows the 110% effort turtles do in their daily task. They don't half ass chewing their food. Absolutely. That's pretty good. Yep. Hey, snapping turtles are cool. Actually, I saw one last week. There's a cemetery nearby that I take my kids to go and hang out at. They ride their bikes and all that kind of stuff. And I looked over and I saw this big giant thing walking across like the road that we were at. And I was like, oh, that's a snapping turtle. That boy was probably mm, 14 inches shell circumference, big one. And his tail was probably like this long. I don't know, probably 10 inches. And my boys got close to him, and I said, "No, please don't, because if he snaps you, he's gonna get you. Not good." But so he went in the pond, got in there, and had him some good feed. I'm sure. Yeah, it's pretty good. I will say that pretty good. I like turtles. I just don't know anything about them, and you are educating me, and I really appreciate it. Seriously, it's awesome. Thank you. How many wedding shows do I showcase a year? Uh, about 20. And like I said before, I could do more than that. I have to shy away from doing every weekend because my other half would kill me. And she kind of she loves that I do it because I make great money at it, and she knows I love it. But I can't. I'd burn myself out. I think if I did them every weekend, but I do about 20, 20, 50, yeah, about 20. That's about peak. Like at least about 14, and at peak about 20, and that's weddings. And I do other stuff too. I do pig roasts. I do parties. I do all that kind of stuff. So it's I'm pretty busy. But like I said, maybe in the near future I'll have a couple of people that can go ahead and work under me, and I can book 3 times as many shows and events than I do now. How about you? How many do you guys do a year? What state are you from? Like I said, Maine is we're big area wise, but city and town wise we're very small. So sometimes it's crazy busy, and obviously, and you probably know, June, July, August, September are the push, especially August, September. Those ones, those ones are the biggest months for me. And the fall weddings are huge, and the barn weddings. People are doing a lot of barn weddings up here, but I love it. Get my hat all situated here. Very, very weird about my hat. I don't know. I have two 900 CDJs and 900 mixer. I also have an SX2. Also have some old Denon DJ gear. Yes, sir. Uh, I will say this: a good friend of mine, Joe, just sold his Denon um, MC 4000. He just got out of DJing, by the way, and I'm sad because Joe's a great guy, and I know he's very good at what he does. And he got done for some reason. I didn't really ask him why, but he had the MC 4000 and Denon, Denon. I'm a Mainer. I sometimes I don't pronounce the letters I need to, but he loved that controller, and I actually checked it out one day when he was setting up a few miles from here doing a wedding reception, and I liked it a lot. And they just come out with the 7000. Is that? Is that correct? And then of course the SX2 Pioneer. How can hey, if you want to send that SX2 to me, I'll gladly take it. Just send it to my address, connect with me, and just for free, you can send it to me, and I'll hook it up to my virtual DJ, and I'll have a blast. So just go ahead, send it to me. I appreciate it. Pioneer, man, can't go wrong with Pioneer. Am I a preferred vendor anywhere? You know what? I don't really know, and so I guess I'm gonna say no. But I do know three or four venues that I am the first person they recommend to. Um, that's that's good. I guess that would mean I was preferred, but there's no like agreement or anything like that. But yeah, there's a few places that are, hey, we've got a guy named Abe Alley. He's been doing it a long time. He's a very good interaction crowd. He'll do a great job for you. Price is right. I believe that's what they tell him, but maybe they tell him I'm an asshole, but still book me. I don't know. So yeah, I do have a few places like that, but to my knowledge, I don't know. I would say no. I know one venue that made you mad. Illinois, just west of Chicago. Barn venues are nice. Are you asking me if? Oh yeah, you saw my gig log. One venue that made me mad. You must have saw my gig log from last summer. Is that the one you're talking about? The one where they shut it down early? I'm gonna wait for you to chat back at me, give me an answer, and then I'll talk about it. And I think there's like a 30-second delay right now. So when I'm speaking, you're getting it 30 seconds later. So I'll be patient. But is that the gig log you're talking about? The one that shut us down early? Let me know in the chat section and I'll talk about it. Ah, you're in Illinois. So that's cool. Never been there, but they do say that it's a beautiful place out there in Illinois, and yeah, you guys must do all right out there. Oh, that's why you asked me about the Chicago Bears. Duh. I should have put that together. Sorry. Yeah, so yeah, I just, as far as DJing goes, I love it. I do get burnt out sometimes, when you're on that grind and you just want to send somebody else to do it and you can take the money, but that's just not the way it works. JBL Eon 615s, yeah, good product. Never had JBL though. Never had JBL, but obviously I've known of them a long time. I just have never had their product. A friend of mine, Mike, uses JBL. He swears by it, loves it. Yeah, so I absolutely love it, guys. It's DJing really makes me showcase my personality, and this is why, or that is why I started doing this podcast. I like to interact with people, and what other way to do it than doing a podcast? The only thing I wish, and I'm probably going to get into it here soon, but the only thing that I wish that's going to happen with this podcast thing is that if I could talk to somebody video to video, like in real time, and record it because the chat's great, and I can read it. Sometimes my eyes screw up here trying to look, but if I had somebody that could video talk with me back and forth, give and take type of deal, that would be awesome. That would open up a whole lot of new things that we could, me and that person could talk about or do like a group video thing. I think there's a couple apps out there. I might try those out, maybe get those going, but um, that would be very cool. The chat is good though. Okay, so back to the venue, the bad venue. Okay, so last summer I was doing Illinois. Illinois. Yeah. Oh, did I say noise? Sorry, I didn't mean to. Illinois. Yes. So back to the so back to the venue that pissed me off last summer. I mean, I don't get mad. Like I don't usually get mad in general. I do sometimes. I'm a human, but other people get a lot more pissy than I do all the time. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I was at a wedding venue last summer. It was at the Jesus Christ. Am I really going to forget? I cannot believe I'm drawing a blank right now. It was in Orland, the Lakeside Inn there. Yeah. So, anyways, I'll think of the name here in a minute and I'll let you guys know. I got to the venue, started setting up. Well, there's no goddamn space for me to set up anyways. It's a beautiful place. It seriously, it's beautiful and all of that, but for a entertainer DJ as myself, I had no room to set up. It sucks. And Alamoosic Lakeside Inn in Orland, and they have new owners, and they're fucking stupid. And I'm not going back. I don't care if someone books me and tells me they're going there. I'm gonna tell them I'm not going. So, anyways, I was setting up, and like the workers were like sighing, and all this because their layout there sucks bad, and there's no room. And I'm setting up, and like the workers, these ladies doing the catering and stuff that work there, are like making little passes to me, like, "Geez, you're not done yet," and that kind of shit. And then I could feel the sarcasm, and it's not my fault. Okay, I'm hired to um do things, and you got to give me ample space to work. But anyways, I made it work. I got things set up or whatever. And then I was in the way all the time. Like if I was just standing there like this, I was in the way. If I was in the toilet, I was in the fucking way. Seriously, I'm just saying. And so the night went on, and they were rowdy, and I knew who was getting married, and I knew some of the people that were there, so I knew they were going to be rowdy, but they weren't rowdy as in like fighting. They weren't like, let's fight. They were loud and they liked to dance, and I had them. Boy, I had them. They dancing. Well, come to find out, somebody brought an outside bottle in, and one of the old hags that owned the place saw it, and she done over. She come up to me and told me first, and then went to the bar and shut it down, which was like, 30 feet from me, and I was trying to stop her. I'm like, no, 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 let me make an announcement. I'll make an announcement. People can't bring stuff in here because of your liability stuff. And she was not even having it, and I was just trying to be nice. Um, she shut the bar down, and it was like 7:30 at night. Dude, people don't start drinking until 7. So she's losing like $1,000 worth of alcohol sales, and she shut the bar down. Well, they had the place until 10 p.m. So what the hell? And then a half hour later, her husband, the other owner, comes up to me and says, "You need to turn this music down, or I'm gonna rip the wire out of the wall." Not happening. I was like, "What?" Like I hadn't even done anything. I was playing music. Well, and anyways, so him and I had words after that. I got in his face. I told him, "Don't you ever say that kind of stuff to me again. I'm here doing a job. I'm sorry that you have a problem with the bride and the groom because of this and that." And they actually gypped the bride and groom money for rooms and all kinds of shit. Bad. Like bad stuff. And they're not from here. They're new owners from out of state. The state of Maine, Mainers are their own creature. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying that to be cocky or anything. Mainers are their own people, and they know when you're not from here, and you can just tell. And you can't push them Mainers around. You really can't. If you say one thing or even just make a pass to some people here, you're fucked. Now, I'm just saying that. But so, anyways, it was over like an hour or two before the time. I mean, they were pissed. Well, I didn't know, and this is stupid on the owner's part. They live there. How fucking stupid can you be? They live there. So get this. Here's the layout. I'm DJing. I'm pushing 3,000 watts of power, right? Facing this way, straight out. The bar is in front of me, facing me, right? Like 30 feet away. And in between is the dance floor. There's a door behind the bar. Guess where that door goes? Into their fucking house. No joke. It doesn't make any sense. So you're gonna have a wedding venue and book all these weddings and shit with alcohol, and you expect people to be done drinking at 8 o'clock at night? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like seriously, it don't make any sense. I'm not even kidding. No joke. No fucking joke at all. And they're like 70 years old, rich folks. Dude, you bought the wrong place. Well, actually, you didn't, but you're gonna be that way if you don't let people drink after 8 o'clock at night. Holy shit, pal! I mean, the fucking corner store stays open later than that, right? It's crazy, crazy stuff. But yes, good one. Abe wasn't very happy that night, but the people were fantastic that hired me though. It was a fun night though. Besides that, I got the hell out of there. I cut my promo in my truck for my gig log, and you could tell I was fuming. Go check it out, guys, right on my YouTube channel. The venue owners shut us down. Al Music Lakeside Inn. After you could tell I was fuming when I was recording myself talking about it, and then of course I'm I'm pissy and all that, and I pull out and get onto the road, and a fucking cop pulls me over. Like seriously, he thought I was high beaming him. I have LED lights, from the factory, the OEM, a dealer approved, and he thought I was high beaming him. And he pulled me over. But that was actually kind of funny. That guy was cool, the cop. But when I got pulled over, I was like, really? You got to be fucking kidding me right now. But yeah, no, yeah, it was quite the incident. Yeah, that's the worst. Another one time was in Deer Isle, Stonington, and this lady that owned the place walked behind one of my speakers and ripped the cord out and blew my speaker, $500 speaker. So I got her information and everything, and she said she was gonna reimburse me for it. Called her, I don't know, 662 times. Didn't get a penny from her, bitch. That stuff pisses me off. Oh God. Um, Back to the chat again. I've run into that before. The staff not happy with us, but we won them over by the end of the night. A lot of bad DJ out there. They don't work well with the venue. Um, the owners, I'm not sure where they were from. I think it was like Arizona. I think someone told me Arizona. That's a long fucking way from Maine, pal. And I mean, yeah, totally different. Mainers are very hard nosed people. We work our asses off all the time and don't get a lot for it, like I used to when I was younger. And a lot of people they're like that today. And Mainers don't take no shit. It's we don't. I do. I'm a straight up Mainer. I've lived here all my life, and I take a lot of shit. I guess I'm different, but I'm still a hard worker, just like all Mainers. Oh, I wanted to say this too. Talking about bad DJs out there. I was in a friend's wedding in 2004, and they were hired until midnight. They got there at 6, was going till midnight. They did the announcements and all of that. They were there until like 8:30. And because there was only 20 people there dancing, we were all dancing, drunk and all of that, having a great time. They packed up 2.5 hours early. And my buddy Chris was like, "Where you going? What? I've got you until midnight. I paid you whatever. I don't know what he paid him." And him and his wife, this fat fucking slob DJ guy with his wife, started packing up at 8:30 with us dancing. We were dancing on the. My mom was there too. She's not here now, but that was a pretty fun night with her before she passed. A couple of years before she passed, but um, 2.5 hours before they were supposed to leave, and we were all dancing. There was like 20 of us on the dance floor, and he said, because Chris was the groom, my friend Chris was talking to this guy. He's like, "Where the fuck are you going? I hired you until midnight." And he said, "I'm out of here. Uh, we don't want to be here no more." I was right there, standing right next to him. And Chris goes, "I don't give a fuck. You have a job to do." He says, "If you're leaving, I want half my money back." No joke, man. He gave half the money back to Chris. I think it was like $300. So he paid like $600 for this guy. He had no lights. I'm not saying anything bad about his setup or anything like that. If you can get it, get all the money you can. But he had these big tower speakers, and that was it. No lights, anything. And he wasn't very good at announcing, if I remember correctly. That was right before I started doing my stuff. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but uh, that that happened. And you talking about bad DJs? Yeah, that was a bad DJ. Uh, they left, and we started hitting shots left and right. Back when I was a young man. 15 years ago. Wow. Phew. Anyways, bad DJs out there. Very true. Maybe I'm one of them. I don't know. I hope not. You do this full time as a DJ. What is your full time job, and would you do this full time? Okay, so I am a parts man at a big, huge body shop. I do the billing. I take care of 10 technicians, which can be a fucking pain in the ass at times. Uh, but they're all good. And um, like I said, I do the billing. I'm at a body shop. Obviously, right now we're kind of slow. It's chill right now because the winter time, not winter time is over pretty much, and there's not a lot of wrecks. When you see snow and ice, we get three, four, 500 cars there. No joke. Um, Sometimes, not that like a constant 300, but open ROs we get a lot, repair orders, and I think we do like 6 million a year out of that shop, and we're the big boy in the block. So I'm I get a pretty good job, and I like it a lot. I've been there for almost 3 years now, and it's fun, but it's a pain in the ass sometimes. And then, of course, I'm a DJ on the side. Uh, Whenever I can do that, I do it, and I absolutely love it. So, I used to be a lobster fisherman, believe it or not. Where I grew up, an hour and a half away from where I am now, I was a lobster fisherman. I worked on the Norma Amanda with my buddy Ralph Backman. Had a great time with Ralph, and being on the ocean was awesome. I loved it. Hard work, very hard work. And I love lobsters when we were catching them. That's all I'm going to say. Crabs too, I guess. I'd rather have lobsters than crabs. I can tell you that. I don't want the crabs. No, no, no. I don't want those crabs. But yeah, I was a lobster fisherman, and I enjoyed that a lot. I was on the blueberry field raking blueberries. You ever heard of that? Raking blueberries at the age of 9. Yep, where I used to live, I had a blueberry field right in the backyard of my house. And Mainers, well, not me now, but a lot of people have to do seasonal work. And in the summer is lobsters, in the fall is lobster fishing, or raking blueberries. And you can make good money raking blueberries. No joke. Totally serious. Um, and then in the wintertime, if you're not hauling traps for lobsters, you go tipping, which is picking brush for wreaths. Do you know? And my mom used to do that stuff growing up. I used to pick the brush for her when I was a young boy, and she would make the wreaths, and they'd come and buy them from her, and she made good money for Christmas time and all of that. So, uh, then there's worm digging. People dig a lot of worms and clams. That's pretty big up here. A lot of people do that, and there's good money in it. I have a cousin that does bloodworms. He digs bloodworms, and if there's double tides, like two tides in one day, he can make $500-600 a day. No, no joke. That motherfucker can do it. I used to dig sandworms when I wasn't lobster fishing. If the tide was just right, I could go on the tide, dig worms, go on the boat all day, and then come back and go worming again with a light on my head. and I made some pretty good money doing that, but long days, long days. So yeah, that's that's kind of what I've worked in a sardine factory before. Oh boy, what else have I done? I was a painter with my father. I did some painting stuff with my dad. He was a contractor. Um, yeah, I was a host at a restaurant one time when I first moved up here. I was a host at a restaurant. I was a parts man, delivery driver at a big salvage yard for like 9 years, and then a company bought them out, and I decided to mm, take a step up because I felt like I wasn't doing what I wanted to for my potential, and here I am now. The job I have at this body shop is a pretty important job. Everything that comes through there, as far as parts go and stuff like that, I'm billing onto the repair order for the insurance companies. And if I miss one number, that's my ass, you know, and all kinds of stuff. So, but I'm happy. This job really is going to open more doors for me in the future, and I'm just glad that I got this job. Very lucky. Michigan, yeah, or yeah, um, blueberry farms. I got a friend that has a couple of harvesters up here. We have the biggest blueberry land in the world up here. And get this though, get this. We have blueberries in Cherryfield. Google that. Google Maps, Google Earth, whatever. Cherryfield, Maine, and then you'll see all the blueberry land. Miles and miles of blueberry land. Just unbelievable. It's crazy. But I don't know if um, you out there in Illinois, when you buy blueberries on the package, does it say Wyman's? If it does, Wyman's is the factory right in Du Bois, which is right next to Cherryfield, where they process them and ship them out. And Wreaths, Worcester Wreath is another one that's in Harrington and Columbia, in Millbridge, I think. Um, that that's all the area where I grew up, about an hour or so away from here, and big production. And then I got another buddy that I grew up with that is a lobster dealer. He has a lobster production place, and big semi trucks and stuff that haul lobsters and quahogs and crabs and stuff. So I got a lot of great friends that do all that kind of stuff too, and they're pretty important to their business as well. So I guess growing up with those guys, and my best buddy is a merchant marine. Um, makes great money and has a very important job. So I guess I'm the low man on the totem pole, uh, being a parts man at a huge body shop and entertaining people at weddings and parties and whatever else you want to call it. I'm all right. I'm doing pretty good. All right, so I appreciate you guys coming in tonight. I almost didn't come on tonight. I've had a long day with my kids. Two of my boys had baseball games today. We went to the shore on the ocean and went metal detecting for a little while and put on some miles. I ate some fast food today that I really didn't want to eat. I don't like fast food, to be honest with you, and I feel like shit. Maybe I'm just tired, but it's I don't know. I almost didn't come on tonight, but I talked myself into it. I like doing this. That's all there is to it. I think it's very cool, and hopefully my YouTube channel will grow. I have over 200 subscribers right now. Hopefully we can grow that channel. My Twitch, I think I have like 5 or 6 followers. Hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? So hopefully that grows a lot as well. From what I've been reading, you just have to keep putting your content out there, and people will share your stuff, and they'll jump on board and stuff like that. But my YouTube channel, that's grown within a year. I've gotten like 100 and something subscribers, just because I started doing things. Before I had a YouTube channel and I only did like 2 videos for like 3, 4 years, and it wasn't even anything that had any content on it. So that's why I want to get out doing this, talking about my DJing, my pro wrestling years, uh, conspiracies. I want to do a lot of conspiracy stuff too. So I think my next podcast that I do, which will probably be like Tuesday or Wednesday night, talk about some conspiracies. I'm very big on conspiracies, and it's just something that you can just keep building on and talking about. So I think that's another thing that I'm going to do for my next podcast. I'm not very sure, but we'll see. The pro wrestling stuff is great too, and I think I might be doing like a news flash with stuff that's going on with WWE, and then just building off of what's going on. But we'll see about that. I like talking about my experiences from when I was doing it because I was there and I got to live it, and um, the road stories and the ribs and the funny shit we used to do in the locker room, and the funny stories I was told and the stuff I saw. That's why I like doing that, talking about my career and my journey in that aspect of my life. So we'll see. It will grow, and I'm so thankful for at least you guys are in here with me right now, and I hope you guys are laughing and having a great time. It's a Saturday night. Maybe you guys are sitting there drinking some beers, looking at this fucking moron talking about everything, mostly DJing tonight, and that's good because my last two I didn't talk a lot about it, my DJing career, but um, I do appreciate it, and I think you guys are awesome. Thank you. Oh wow, yeah. When I was 16, worked at a fish smoker and smoked lobsters. Nice. If you come to Chicago, we are famous for hot dogs, pizza, and Italian beef. Oh, I want to ask you about that actually. The Chicago, the pizza in Chicago, the deep dish. Am I correct when um, those big pizzas are like they're like 6 inches like around, but they're like this fucking thick, and like, am I right on that? The Chicago deep dish. I want to try one of those. Yeah, buddy. Load it right up. I guarantee I can hammer it. Conspiracy stuff. UFO and ghosts. Absolutely. Absolutely on that, my friend. Absolutely. More more yes on the UFO, which I assume you're talking about extraterrestrial aliens. UFO, yes, I would say big yes on that. Ghosts, I would say yes, but I'm not like totally sure, but I think so, yeah, for sure on that. The UFO and the aliens thing is a huge topic. There's just so much stuff out there right now, or that has been for like 10 years, for people doing content and experiences and stuff like that. the UFO thing, you could just go so many avenues, so many which ways. It's pretty crazy. But like I'm not a weird person. Like I don't want to portray myself as a weird person. I will say this, that I like to think outside the box on a lot of things, and you have to think for yourself, put all the pieces together. And I'm not just talking about UFOs. I'm talking about a lot of other things too. I'm talking about the JFK assassination. I think that's my number one. Aliens and UFOs are my number two, and number three would probably be 9/11. But there's so many more conspiracies out there, like population control. You know, um, all kinds of stuff. So I think with one of my next podcasts, I'm probably just going to dedicate my next whole like hour. I'll do a whole hour on it, on like two or three big conspiracies that really get me going. And I just like to talk about it because I like to get everybody else's ideas and opinions on some of this stuff, and it makes for good conversation. Not that I totally believe everything that I hear on that kind of stuff, but it's very, very intriguing. Yeah, deep dish. Deep dish. I think my old boss went to Chicago and he had a deep dish, and he's like, at the time he was like 310 pounds, and he got one of those like 6-inch deep dish pizzas, and he could only eat half of it. He said it was like a full pizza in like a 6-inch size. You know, that's pretty crazy. I want to try it. Um, so what do you guys think on what do you guys think on some of this stuff that's going on with I don't I don't like to talk a lot about politics because I think it's like a no-win situation no matter what you think or um, what your opinion is on that stuff. What do you guys think about this the Trump stuff with the Russia, even though there was nothing found and all that, and they still won't leave him alone? What do you guys think on that? And that's it. That's all I want to ask because, like I said, there's no winning when you talk politics. Yeah, I like to win, but I think it's kind of ridiculous how bad they're just trying to get him out of there. Uh, they spent millions and millions and millions of dollars with the guy they wanted, and his answer and proof isn't good enough for the left. What do you guys think about that? Just curious. You can say you can say something like it's stupid, and I'd be happy with your answer because I think it's stupid. Oh man. So in just a few minutes, I think I might get ready and maybe wrap it up just a little bit, but we'll see. I just wanted to let you guys know. Excuse me. Just want to let you guys know that I plan on doing a podcast 3 times a week, and I may only do an hour per podcast. I'm not totally sure. I know a lot of people will do the gaming thing and talk while they're gaming. I decided to do me in front of the camera podcast thing just because I think that it makes me more authentic, and hopefully my content and my personality kind of shines through the camera to you guys. Oh, and that's another thing too. I'm going to get a better webcam. Uh, the one I have right now is okay, not too bad, but with the uplights behind me, it to me it kind of looks like it's saturated. I don't know if that's a correct word or not, but I'm gonna get myself a nice 1080p webcam to make this experience better for all my viewers. And you guys, I think this looks great. I've got a condenser mic, phantom power, all of this. Um, I think the lighting looks great. It could be a lot worse. If I moved some things here and you guys could see like the background, it wouldn't be good. But I plan on my production is probably going to be a little bit better within I don't know a couple 3-4 weeks. I'm going to be doing the green screen and stuff like that too for my production. So the uplighting and stuff might have to go, but we'll see. And work in progress, and maybe in a little while I can probably get a little better microphone. But this one works great. I was reviewing last night's podcast on YouTube today just to see what it sounded like. I tried to do like a preview of it before I go live, and it sounds pretty good. I hopefully you guys think it's good too. I'm trying to stay back from the microphone with my pop filter now, just because there was a couple times last night where I got a little too close to the microphone and it kind of had that big popping sound. So I wanted to stay back a little bit tonight. And yeah, I've had a great time tonight talking about the DJ stuff, and I absolutely love it. Like doing this podcast thing. It's pretty good. So I hope all of you guys had a good time tonight. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna cut this thing off here in just a second. I'll be back on. I'm going to be working on a promo for me for my podcast and stuff like that. I'm going to be making a schedule, so I'm hoping to be doing like um, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, maybe. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, um, and do them at like 9:45 p.m. because I think 9:45 is a good time for me, Eastern Standard Time, because I gotta put the kids to bed and I'm in my basement and my sweetheart likes to go to bed too, and I like to sit up and talk about all kinds of shit. Now, this is my third podcast, and I've put over like 5 hours into them already in 3 days. So should be good. And it's not like I'm yelling. If I was yelling, she would be down here after me, and you guys could see how bad she'd bitch me out. Abe, you gotta shut the hell up. People are trying to sleep in the house. But I think it would be okay. She's been in Texas for the last 4 or 5 days, so hopefully, hopefully she's not gonna. Well, actually, I know what's gonna happen tomorrow when she comes down here and sees my stuff down here. She's gonna be like, "What the hell did you do to my basement?" You guys have no idea what my basement looks like. It's good that this camera only shows what 3.5 feet, 4 feet. That's good. But I think the production's pretty good, and the lighting and stuff makes it look pretty good as well. So Once again, thank you guys so much for coming in to the Abe Alley podcast. This is Abe's Corner, number 3 down in the books. Next podcast, I'll let you guys know. I'll put a banner up or a notification to let you know what's going to be happening on my next podcast. And it's probably going to be another. It might be a conspiracy one. I'm not totally sure yet, but I will definitely let you guys know. Thank you guys so much for coming in tonight. Make sure you drink some more of that beer and get some sleep for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, and well, you know what? Don't get no sleep tonight. To hell with it. Drink some more beers, take a few more shots, get yourself a nice hottie, and go cuddle up with her for the rest of the night and get it done. That's all I'm going to tell you. So, thank you guys again. I hope you guys had a great time. For everyone who participated, checked out my podcast, come in again next time. I really do appreciate it. You guys rock. Thank you so much. This is Abe Alley signing off. Abe's Corner, the Abe Alley Podcast.